I'm Ryan and I'm back again already with another review. Ryan's Sports Reviews. Toronto FC versus the New York City FC. At BMO Field, Alejandro Pozuelo's MLS debut for Toronto FC starts in the midfield, and kickoff, we get cracking right away. In about the 6th minute, Pozuelo makes a pass to Altidore. Altidore shoots, saved by Johnson, and then goes out to Osorio. I really think he could have finished it, but he passes it to Morrow, and Morrow just skies it. But Toronto FC makes the first move, doesn't score, but Toronto FC looks really good off the first part. Then 2 minutes later, 8th minute, Justin Morrow scores off an Alro cross, but it's looked at by VAR and it's offside. But what a play, what a shot by Morrow. What a shot by Morrow. It was a good shot, not gonna lie. I liked it. I thought he was just offside by a touch, but they wanted to look at it, and I don't think they were doing it to screw us, but they were being fair. But it's Chris Penso, but whatever. We still got this. About the 20th minute, around that, early in the game, De Leon is offside as Altidore and Pozuelo play some tiki-taka in the box. Altidore shoots, Pozuelo is a little bit offside too, but it's mostly De Leon on the initial ball. Pozuelo would tap it in, but it still doesn't count. Not even 3 possible goals, and they don't get scored. Now you're looking at it like, oh, this could bite us in the butt. But the 29th minute, Jozy Altidore gets the perfect pass from Alejandro Pozuelo. He has a man on him. He just shoots and scores. It's what Altidore does. Altidore and Pozuelo linking up. Wow. Pozidore. Or something like that. Josiuelo. Whatever you want to call him. This is going to break ground. If Josie stays healthy, Pozuelo is going to serve so much to him that, oh my God, Josie may win Golden Boot. But not to be outdone, Alejandro Pozuelo in the 58th minute, Josie draws a penalty. They go to VAR. They look at it, and they give Toronto the penalty. Pozuelo steps up to take it, and he Panenkas Sean Johnson. He Panenkas the New York City keeper. 2-0 TFC. I'm so shocked, I can't even just say anything but Panenka. Pozuelo knocked him down. Wow. I mean, that was crazy. That was crazy. Now, before I get on to the last 2 goals, I'm going to talk about the rest of the game because I kind of jumped ahead there. But Toronto FC, they played good defense, and especially in the first half, they had attacking. And honestly, the only reason, besides the offsides and the miss, that Toronto didn't score, that besides that 1 goal in the first half, it could have been worse. Really should have been 6-0 or 7-0. It really should have been, because Osorio should have finished the first one. He had that chance. The 2 that were offside, if they shouldn't have been, 1 was this close, and then honestly, they had to call the other one just to call the other one. But 7-0 is what this could have been. This could have been worse for New York City. Talking about the Toronto defense, they played tremendously. Bradley, Mavinga, Moore, Saman, Morrow, Auro, they all played wonderfully. Like, that is just what you want to see from them. This is what you want to see from this team. This team is grinding it out. Even with Pozuelo, they are grinding it out. They're doing what they have to do to win until more reinforcements come and make the team even better. This team is good. This team is great. Y'all just don't believe. But this team is good. This team is great. Just saying. You're sleeping a little bit too much. You're just sleeping a little bit too much. But they were great on defense, had great offense. The only thing City could really do was clog the midfield to block runs and block passes. You couldn't really find a really good pass like Bradley, Osorio, Pozuelo even. They tried to look for passes and they tried to look for runs, but City just collapsed in the midfield. Their forwards collapsed in the midfield. The defenders came up into the midfield with a high block. The midfielders, like all 11 of their players, were congesting in the midfield. And I know I don't think it was fully their game plan until now. But like last year, they did a little bit of that. But since they had David Villa and Berget and all that, they could still put somebody up and then keep some people behind and congest it a little bit. This was all 11 players congesting the midfield. They couldn't make runs. They couldn't make passes. They had to break it down. So what they did in the second half was open up a little bit. Toronto opened up a little bit. They didn't give away any goals, but they opened up a little bit. And this goes on to the save that Alex Bono made in the 51st minute. A great foot save, a great kick save with assistance from the crossbar and the goalpost. Like, it was a good save. It was a great save. That was the save they needed to make. Now, the defense was a little bit shoddy there, but Bono saved their butts. But that save is probably save of the week. Let's be honest. That was a good play. That was a good play. Now, if you want to look at it, they had to open up to get more goals like they did the rest of the game. The other 3 goals were, besides the other 2 goals, were on the result of opening up. They had to open up a little bit. They couldn't just be like, okay, we'll go on offense, but we'll go through the midfield. They had to open up. They had to go on the wings. They had to go more out of the center, like the right, the left, and the wings. They had to go through that. They just couldn't go through the midfield. So they opened up and they let their defense sit back so some of the New York City players could push up. It was all strategical. It was strategical. It wasn't just like, oh, we're just going to throw. No, it was strategical. They opened up so they could push through. That's all Toronto did. And then for the third goal, Alejandro Pozuelo, 78th minute, makes his own run. And just in between 2 New York City defenders, at the top of the box, he just crosses the ball, top bins it, and cheekily gets a second goal off of Sean Johnson. A brace. Our top 3 scorers, Michael Bradley, Josie Altidore, and Alejandro Pozuelo, all with 2 goals. Right. No, it was Akinola, Altidore, Hamilton. No, Chapman didn't score. No, that was his first goal. Yeah, so of the season. So 3 players with 2 goals already this season. Alejandro Pozuelo ain't gonna let that golden boot slip away from him. That's all I'm saying. And then in the 83rd minute, the substitute that took over for Alejandro Pozuelo, Jay Chapman, scores a beauty himself. Pass from Alro, tight space, he just shoots, top bins it, roofs it, but he scores. 4-0 TFC. They win the match. 3 straight matches for the first time in franchise history. 9 points out of 3. And you're surprised. The first 2 you should be. This one, no. I told you. I told you from day one that they need to scrape results in the first 2 matches. But once they get Pozuelo, it's casino hands. It's done. It's casino hands. It's done. You are done. You are finished. Done. It's going to be a cakewalk. I told you. I've said it everywhere. Every video since the Independiente second leg video. I've probably said it in the season preview. I said it on a podcast. I said it on everything. I know more about this team than most MLS. I mean, the MLS is built on narrative. The league's news is built on narrative. Warshaw, Doyle, Steskel, it's all built on narrative. They're not reporting true stuff. I mean, yes, they're reporting the facts, but they're taking the facts and stretching it through their narrative. Sounds kind of a bit like CNN, but honestly, they're stretching it to fit their narrative. So they're going to be like, oh, Toronto. Like, they're going to do something to be like, oh, Toronto still sucks, and here's why. Even though they won 4-0 against NYCFC. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. Trust me on that. Warshaw's going to do it. No, wait, maybe Doyle. One of them really likes TFC, one of them doesn't. But Steskel's going to do it, and the one who doesn't like him is going to do it. That's stupid. Okay? And yes, I'll name names because you know what? I don't care. I'll name names. You know what it is too. You've seen these articles. It's heresy. It's heresy. It's BS. Fit the narrative, why don't you? Well, no. That's why I like the fact that TFC fans have been able to get a voice. Me starting a YouTube channel. My friend Camille starting a podcast. Toe Knows Everything podcast. Starting 11 podcast by one of my other friends. Toronto fans are starting the official Yardmen page on Instagram. Toronto fans are starting to get a voice. They're starting to find their voice. Now, I know KJ and Caldwell have a podcast, but you know they're the mothership. And I love KJ and Caldwell. They're great announcers. They know soccer. They're great. I like them. Don't get me wrong, but they are the mothership. I am not the mothership. Okay? I'll say whatever I please. Because I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this because I love this team. I love this sports in the city of Toronto. I love sports bar none. Because I have to include the Patriots and Mississippi State. And the Saints. But I love sports. I want to talk about them. I'm not part of the mothership. I say what I please. Okay? Everybody who has a voice now in the TFC realm have their own voice. They're not just the mothership. We're not just echoing, oh, TSN said this, so we're going to echo it. Oh, Giacometti or Kurt Larson said this, we're going to echo it. No, that's not what we are. MLS said it, we're going to echo it. No, that's not what we are. If I think that's wrong and I get a hand on it and I'll talk about it in a preview or a review, I'm going to say something. Basically, my point is this team is great. This team is still 2017 TFC. No, this is 2019 TFC. This is a better team. This is Trouble Part 2. But we're not just going to finish with 69 points. We're going to finish with like 75, 80. We're going to finish up there. And if you don't believe me, just watch. And come back to me in November. Come back to me in October. And be like, oh, I'm sorry for doubting you. But I know what's going on with this team. This team is on fire. They scraped wins out of their first 2 games. They only need to scrape a draw out of, 2 draws out of, and I would have been happy. A win and a draw, I would have been extremely happy. 2 wins out of those first 2 matches. I was casino hands. And then this, which I expected them to win, 3 straight wins. This is the best start I could have hoped for. Not that we needed to scrape this. I knew this was going to be easy, but this one was going to be easy. But, per se, 3 straight wins. We needed that. 9 points. We needed that. This team is going to be a scary team. This team is on fire. And you best believe, next year, we're coming for CONCACAF. But this year, we're coming for Treble Part 2. TFC wins 4-0, great defense, great offense. Pozuelo shines, man of the match. You know what it is already. I'm a little bit fired up, but Thank you for watching. If you liked it, share it, subscribe, like it. If you have anything to say, comment it. I will answer back. Just talk to me if you want to. Thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace.